Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Comedy. Curious Harry and Arun Foot. Guys, we can't keep saying the same thing every day, right? I mean, this ISL is just weird. I mean, I feel like I'm saying the same thing on loop, but it's again, it's another crazy game where Punjab scored the opener, and then Mumbai came back to score two in the death and took all 3 points. Very interesting game because I think it was a game of two halves. Arnava, again, having been with Mumbai City, uh, obviously your feelings first on this game because it was sort of a roller coaster sort of game again.
First of all, a warm good evening to everyone who's watching or who might be watching it later on. Yeah, it was one of those games. I was involved with both teams in the setting up phase, so it was sort of say my personal derby, so to say. Punjab looked good in the first half. Looked dangerous in the first half. Mumbai City didn't click, but things changed. They brought on Changte. And I've been saying this for quite a while. I think Changte is one of those few Indian impact players that we currently have. And you saw that today. He didn't have the best of starts, but I said that after the Malaysia game in the Medeka Cup. I feel that today as well, that Changte slowly and clearly is getting into his groove. And that's good news for Mumbai City, but it's also good news for India. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be playing Kuwait.
Yeah. He did. What a game. I mean, again, a couple of late goals. You thought Punjab did well because for me, I thought Punjab did well. They were really good on the counter, and but then I think again the problem I've seen with some of these teams that get an early lead, they sit back a little too early. Do you think they went into their sort of defensive block too early in the second half? Because Mumbai kept coming in the second half.
Hello everyone. Definitely, I think you rightly mentioned it's a game of two halves. यहाँ पे फर्स्ट हाफ में पंजाब एफसी लगी कि नहीं पे दे आर आल्सो इन द गेम बट सेकंड हाफ आई थिंक इट्स ऑल अबाउट मुंबई सिटी. आई थिंक उन्होंने मेरे को लगता है कि सेकंड हाफ में तो आई थिंक हाफ चांस पे एक आधी पंजाब ने बनाया तो बनाया अदर देन आई थिंक इट्स ऑल अबाउट मुंबई सिटी कीप ट्राइंग and keep creating those chances and eventually at the I think 78-79 minutes and that breaks to an outside box, what a shot, brilliant goal. And just was goal से recovery कर रही थी पंजाब एफसी and again that you can say कि lapse of concentration from the backline of Punjab FC and that second goal comes up with a brilliant chunk run, brilliant cross. Jorge Pereira Diaz, right moment, right place, he is available and a beautiful finish. And it's a 2-1. Eventually it's inevitable for me after the second half performance from Mumbai City. The way they are attacking, I think it just sure. I'm मतलब मेरे को लग रहा था कि goal is coming somewhere and eventually that come. I think that's the Mumbai City we are missing this season. I think. The ruthlessness I think is not there yet from them. And one thing is I also think kind of think is that they are sometimes they are become too much predictable. I think that's why opposition teams sometimes you can say ki able to contain them or you can say whatever they do. In terms of that thing, I think Mohan Bagan is a little bit more different. They were not you can say ki set pattern. They will go with their अटैक आई थिंक इन मुंबई सिटी आपको एक सेट ऑफ पैटर्न दिख जाएगा कि भाई आपके विंगर से ही आपका अटैक आना है और जो जो मूव बनने हैं फिर भी वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं कि चांसेस बनाते हैं लेकिन इस सीजन थोड़ा सा उनका फिनिशिंग भी मेरे को जो एक्यूरेसी है जो लास्ट सीजन थी उससे थोड़ी सी कम लग रही है बट द वन पॉजिटिव आई एम सीइंग इज द अपुयास रोल आई थिंक इस सीजन में मेरे को उसका रोल और ज्यादा बेटर दिख रहा है आई थिंक और ज्यादा उसका अटैकिंग में इन्वॉल्वमेंट ज्यादा है देखा शॉट भी उसने सेकंड हाफ में 2-3 बढ़िया शॉट लिए एक पोस्ट पे हिट किया दैट वाज अ ब्रिलियंट शॉट अदरवाइज वो भी गोल होता सो आई थिंक वो एक मेरे को बढ़िया लग रहा है दूसरा आई थिंक आज बिपिन को राइट विंग पे खिलाया था चांगते को सेकंड हाफ में लेफ्ट विंग में तो वो भी आज उन्होंने क्या बोलते कि ट्राई किया सो दैट्स आल्सो वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी एंड आई थिंक ओवरऑल मुंबई सिटी before going into the Alilal game, I think this was a really crucial win for them to फॉर द प्लेयर्स कॉन्फिडेंस, एंड एक आपको एक वो क्या बोलते हैं कि थोड़ा सा आईएसएल में भी आप सेकंड पोजीशन पे पहुंच चुके हो, सो आई थिंक वो उतना ज्यादा वो कंसर्न नहीं रहेगा या लीलाल गेम में जो भी हो, लेकिन एक एज अ कॉन्फिडेंस आई थिंक दिस वाज अ ब्रिलियंट सेकंड हाफ. फर्स्ट हाफ आई थिंक देयर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स they can improve, but overall second half was brilliant.
I know Punjab, for Punjab, a team that's come away from home. They've got that 1-0 lead. About 60 minutes into the game, they're holding on to that 1-0 lead. Do you think they should have done something different? Or do you think their approach was right to sit back for the last, say, 25, 30 minutes and defend pretty much for their lives?
It's a question of what are you capable of, and we yesterday were discussing is that what teams are capable of to play, and I think two substitutions I think worked against them. One taking off Juan Mera and especially taking off Talal, who I thought, Lord Beke, my opinion as well, and Mashur was actually the big sort of culprit in both of the goals in a way, and that was, I think, the factor. Again, that Mumbai City would come out all guns blazing, as they did, as in the second half, was to be expected. And they were trying to build on that counter attack. Krishnananda had his moments. Luka Machin, especially in the first half, had its moments. They could have scored actually more than one. But in the second half, you saw what Mumbai City Football Club is at home at the Mumbai Football Arena, that they can build that pressure. And it, again, other top teams have faced this when Mumbai City gets into that groove. And if we look at the second half, this could have gone 4-5-6, and nobody would have been surprised. And that's the point, that these waves of attacks come, and Mumbai City still is not settled. I to some extent, I feel even that they've had too much of football in the last 2 months, especially the national team players, and you can feel that. And too many injuries, players not fully fit, suspensions. What will they play once they settle down? I think that's I think a danger for the whole ISL. The same thing as I said about Mohun Bagan Supergiant yesterday, that you win 3-2 at Jamshedpur. Those are early season markers. To come back to score 2 goals in less than a minute, that's a marker. And I think that's the interesting part, that the top teams are showing. FC Goa has shown in patches what they're capable of. Odisha has shown what they're potentially capable of. So we've got 4, 5, 6 teams who potentially are, the teams that are pushing for that top spot or top 2 spots in the league. And therefore, we've got some exciting things too. And on the other side, for Punjab, still a lot of learnings. A lot of these players are not ISL experienced players. Most of them are I-League players. And you see that difference between ISL and I-League when a Punjab FC is playing at the moment. It's too much of I-League players, and also I-League players when it comes to the foreigners. Juan Mera, Luka Machin, yes, they've had their moments, but are they amongst the best foreigners in the league? Certainly not. Mehdi Talal can make a difference, but the foreigners also are not of the level where you can say you can compete with the others. So therefore, they are there where they are at the moment.
Yeah, Igor making an interesting point. I agree. I think every team will sit back against Mumbai, but I think what I'm referring to is that Punjab sort of lost that threat on the counter, Hiren. Do you think they sort of sat back
agree
too much?
एग्री 100% एग्री. आई थिंक काफी ज्यादा उन्होंने मतलब क्या बोलते हैं वो रिस्क लेना ही छोड़ दिया कंप्लीटली इन सेकंड हाफ. आई थिंक दे गोन टू डीप डाउन, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आप देखिए कि सेकंड हाफ आप अगर आप पूरा कोई हाईलाइट देखेगा तो आपको लगेगा ही नहीं कि पंजाब एफसी ने कभी अटैक ही किया है सेकंड हाफ में. आप देखिए थ्रू आउट इट्स ऑल अबाउट मुंबई सिटी कीप अटैकिंग. रवि कुमार ने एक दो आई थिंक बेहतरीन सेव किए, अदरवाइज सर ने जैसे बोला 3-4 गोल इजीली यहाँ पे बनते थे. वो आई थिंक एक लास्ट में आई थिंक जो होरे परेरा डियाज का ही सेव था बिफोर कमिंग द गोल्स. आई थिंक वो ब्रिलियंट सेव था, अदरवाइज दैट वाज आल्सो गोल. एंड की अब चांसेस बनते ही जा रहे थे. आप देखिए यही होता है कि जब सामने वाली टीम मोमेंटम पकड़ लेती है तब आपको जरूरी होता है कि एक ऐसा आपका अटैकिंग थोड़ा सा एक आधा काउंटर अटैक बनता है तो सामने वाली टीम भी थोड़ा सा उतना ज्यादा क्या बोलते कि उनके सारे प्लेयर चढ़ के नहीं खेलते थे, थोड़ा सा वो भी अपने आप को क्या बोलते कि वो देख के करते थे। आई थिंक वो कहीं ना कहीं पंजाब एफसी ने सेकंड हाफ में पूरा लूज कर दिया, वो पूरा मतलब उन्होंने गेम डोमिनेट करने दिया मुंबई सिटी को कि भाई आप अपने हिसाब से चलाओ, आप अपने हिसाब से अटैक करो। और एंड आई थिंक कंप्लीटली एग्री विद दोस टू सब्स्टिट्यूशन, आई थिंक दैट वाज अ बिग मिस्टेक आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से भी। पर्टिकुलरली मेहदी तला का मेरे को ज्यादा लगा कि उसका सब्स्टिट्यूशन ने वो पूरा ही मतलब फिर खत्म ही कर दिया कि हाँ भाई फिर अब पंजाब एफसी का नहीं। तो आपके बाद देखिए 81 मिनट में मुंबई ने तो दूसरा गोल मारा था, उसके बाद भी हमको पता था कि 7-8 मिनट का इंजरी टाइम मिलने वाला है और 7-8 मिनट ये है, तो आपके पास ऑलरेडी 15-17 मिनट थे, सो यू हैव अ चांस टू कम बैक और यू कैन से कि आप मुंबई सिटी को डेंजर में डाल सकते थे। बट कुछ लगा ही नहीं ऐसा कि यहाँ पे पंजाब एफसी ने लास्ट के भी 15-20 मिनट में ऐसा कुछ किया हो, जबकि कल हमने देखा था कि जमशेदपुर एफसी 3-1 से पीछे थी 80 मिनट पे, एंड उसके बाद भी जिस तरह की फुटबॉल उन्होंने खेली है लास्ट के 15-20 मिनट की, वहां पे भी वो दिखी कि हाँ भाई हम गेम में है, भले ही चाहे हम 3-1 से पीछे हो, लेकिन आज वो एटीट्यूड या फिर वो क्या बोलते कि गेम प्ले हमें पंजाब एफसी से नहीं देखने को मिला। आई थिंक इट्स सेकंड हाफ तो कंप्लीटली आई थिंक मैं जैसे बोला इट्स ऑल अबाउट मुंबई सिटी।
Yeah. Quick word on the goals, guys.
But
Yeah.
to add to what Hiren said, Jamshedpur yesterday were able to because they had Stefanovic and Manzoor.
हाँ,
So you had two guys who took charge of it and pressed.
प्रेस
This was not evident in what Punjab FC was playing. So therefore, for them, again, they had the opportunity in the first half. If you shock Mumbai with the second, I would have liked to have seen how Mumbai would have reacted. But in that second half, you should be happy you went home with a 2-1, because this is the only problem that Mumbai I see at the moment, is that they're creating chances, they're not scoring the goals. That's why Hyderabad got a 1-1. Other teams, were beaten by 1 goal difference, and I think that's Lord Baker saying they can't win convincingly against an I-League team. Most teams have not won really convincingly. They've won exciting matches, but I've rarely seen a team where you would say, hey, listen, okay, Chennai beat Punjab convincingly, but that's Chennai who were outplayed by Northeast. So therefore, let's see what happens, because we're still early in the season, and again, especially Mumbai, Mohun Bagan, Odisha, the Asian level competition in parallel is a distraction. You don't have enough time to practice. You have suspensions, you have injuries, all of these things.
ट्रैवल इज द मुंबई सिटी के लिए सबसे बड़ा इशू रहा है।
And for Mumbai, the travel is much, much more than for Mohun Bagan and Odisha. I mean, Mohun Bagan and Odisha have to once travel to Bhubaneswar. That's not and Kolkata. That's not a travel, right? That's an that's an ISL journey, right? And then traveling to Bangladesh from Kolkata is also a half an hour, 45-minute flight. But then traveling to Saudi, traveling to Uzbekistan via Dubai, also having to travel to Iran, most probably via Dubai. Those are 7-8 hour trips. I think Mumbai needs a little bit more time, and I think not only Mumbai, I think all these 3 teams in January, they'll be different.
Yeah, I know on the goals, the first one from Luka Marcin was a good striker's finish, I thought. Slide just outside the box, and he's found the corner. He was cool, composed. I'll come to you for the Mumbai City goals. Were you, again, Greg Stewart made that moment of difference. He had a lot of shots from outside the box. Apuya took quite a few. He hit the post as well. But then it was Greg Stewart in the end who was able to successfully get past the opposition goalkeeper, and then Mumbai down their lead. So a quick word on the Mumbai goals. I don't know.
The Greg Stewart goal was class. We spoke about yesterday about Liston Colasso. How Liston waited for that gap to score the goal. And Greg Stewart, in a similar way, different foot, of course, and a different angle, but in a similar way was waiting for that gap and scored of that. And that was class. If Mumbai had lost the game or drawn the game and Greg Stewart would not have scored, the conversation would have been like, Greg Stewart at the moment is not himself. But once he scores that goal, and you directly saw, right, he ran back. He said, come on, guys. And within seconds, Changte, perfect pass to Pereira Diaz. Pereira Diaz is the player in form at Mumbai City. And, it's it's an important win, and the way you score it, and you scored it. Why? Because Punjab FC were at that stage not settled. The substitutions harmed them. So therefore, that's something which the coach will most probably afterwards say, listen, this goes on me. But again, he wanted actually to strengthen the defense, taking off a more attacking mind at Madi Talal and bringing on Mashur actually means you are trying to strengthen your defense. So therefore, that sort of backfired, and it'll be interesting to see how Punjab FC sort of sort these small little nuances out, because they're not. I've said this in the Super Cup as well. They're not that far off, but they're not getting there. They're not there for the 90 minutes, and that is the challenge. That is the step up from the I League to the ISL. That the standard is much higher. If you look at, for example, the crazy game today, Delhi FC beat Rajasthan United 4-3. Insane football. But again, what was it? Again, yes, some brilliant goals, but a lot of mistakes. So it means the number of mistakes you can do in the I League, you have to do less mistakes in the ISL. And that is something which I think is the challenge for Punjab. And it's a learning process for them. I think it's a huge learning process for the team, for the club. And hopefully they will learn their lessons quickly.
Yeah. Shreyas is asking whether there's a spot for Jayesh Rane potentially in the 11 in games to come.
I think he FC Cup, I think he looks impressive. I think in second half when he comes, I think some of his runs, how he controlled the ball, how he operated himself in the tight spaces, where 2-3 Punjab FC play marking game, or you can say close down game. I think in that areas, Jayesh Rane looks very, very good. So I think if he continue like this, then definitely he gets more and more minutes. But he looks impressive too. I think he performed really well.
Yeah, guys, 5 matches, there are 5 red cards in a row. Crazy sort of stat. There've been a few. Do you think today's red was fair? Because I'm not too sure about the first yellow. I didn't see too much contact. I think there was a foul. It was a foul on Jorge Pereira Diaz that bought Demetrius the first one, and then the second one. I'm not even sure what happened exactly, because it sort of didn't look like. With the elbow, but.
See, the point is the referee is close. If you ask me, I wouldn't have given it, but the referee is close and he sees the movement, which I don't know if it touches the face or not, but it looks like it is going towards the face, and that's dangerous play. So, and I felt the referee was not even aware that the player already had a yellow. So he quickly pulled it out, and I think they later on, sheesh, I got myself into a problem. So I have to send him off. I think if he had remembered that the player had a yellow, I don't think he would have sent him off. But yeah, I mean, the first one don't have to. The second one is most probably even the intention of trying to whack someone. It's that's the problem, I guess.
Hiren, there was an interesting call, Greg Stewart for diving. I haven't seen that too often. What do you guys make of it? Because I think that can go both ways, sort of, but it kind of looked like there was not too much contact. I think it's nice to see that they're acknowledging that, you can give yellow cards even for simulation and things like that. It's nice to see that. But Hiren, what did you think it was a yellow card?
रेफरी के बारे में तो मतलब क्या ही बोले, मतलब एक दिन हम ये बोलेंगे, दूसरे दिन पूरा उल्टा हो जाता है. सो आई थिंक रेफरी, आई थिंक कल जो स्कॉट कूपर ने बोला, आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से मतलब इस हाई टाइम की एफएफ नाउ look to make some really strong decision regarding refereeing and their development, to be honest. I think this is a keep happening and talk of the town बनता जा रहा है. So I think let's hope कि next month कोलिना की जो विजिट हो रही है उसके बाद और भी ज्यादा आई थिंक फोकस एफ को मेरे हिसाब से रखना चाहिए regarding this referee thing. एंड डिसीजन तो देखिए हर मैच में ऐसे होते रहेंगे मेरे हिसाब से, ये रुकने वाला नहीं है कि कोई एक डिसीजन। कल भी आई थिंक जो वो क्या बोलते हैं कि अरमादो सादिक वाला गोल था, देयर शुड बी अ गोल, वो एडवांटेज देना चाहिए था। आई थिंक रेफरी ने वहां पे नहीं देके वो मतलब
Yeah.
जो भी है चलो ठीक है। सो आई थिंक लेट लेट होप कि ऐसे ब्लंडर्स हमें एटलीस्ट नॉकआउट में कम देखने को मिले, अदरवाइज इट वुड बी रियली स्ट्रॉन्ग रिएक्शन फ्रॉम द फैंस मेरे हिसाब से। आई थिंक फिर जो क्या बोलते हैं वो वर्कआउट नहीं हुआ था लास्ट सीजन, तो उस तरह का सिमिलर सा कोई हमें आई थिंक प्लेयरों की साइड तो ऐसा नहीं दिखेगा, लेकिन शायद फैंस की ओर से कुछ ऐसे रिएक्शन देखने को मिल जाए। तो रेफरिंग स्टैंडर्ड शुड बी आई थिंक उसके ऊपर और भी ज्यादा, सिर्फ मतलब आई थिंक कोहली ना आ रहे बढ़िया बात है, लेकिन और भी ज्यादा आई थिंक मेरे हिसाब से उनको काम करने की जरूरत है, तभी जाके इस तरह के कुछ डिसीजन है वो और ज्यादा बेटर तरीके से हमारे रेफरीज क्या बोलते हैं कि डिटेक्ट कर पाएंगे।
Another guys, I think moving on, let's move on to the World Cup qualifiers, because I think there's something to talk about the World Cup qualifiers almost every day now. 28-man probable squad has reportedly been sort of shortlisted, and then they're going to a camp before the World Cup qualifiers start. And another, a man in my opinion who dominated that second half, who dominated the midfield in the second half for Mumbai City, and a man who probably the whole of India has been calling out for to join the Indian setup. Apuya has reportedly been included in that 28-man probable squad. What do you think of this decision and first thoughts?
If he's in the squad, they're very good. And that's the right decision from Igor Stimac. And then let's see who else is in the squad, no? Because we've been discussing this over the last 2 days, who should be in, who could be out. There are two factors. One is, what have you done for the national team over the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years? That's one factor. The other factor is your current form. And if I look at that combination, we'll have to see who has to be there. Again, yesterday we were talking about someone like Sahal, who started in a brilliant way for Mohun Bagan Supergiant. And I remember I said that 2 years ago. I said to a few people, I feel he needs to leave Kerala Blasters for his game to grow, and I think that's a sign. Manvir played a very good game yesterday. Liston Colasso played a very good game yesterday. If I look at today, Changte after coming on, Apuya again, not even as a holding 6, he was more of an 8 or a 10 sometimes.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to see that he's learned a lot from Ahmed Jahu, from Greg Stewart, from Noguera, from all these guys. So it's good to see that these guys, the key guys from the big teams, are there. Sunil is scoring for BFC, even though BFC is not doing too well, but but Sunil is in amongst the goals. He's getting minutes. So from an attacking standpoint, there are options for us to score 1, 2, or 3 goals.
Yeah.
On the other side, defensive, Jackson out, Anwar Ali out. If I take Ashik as a left wing back, then Ashik is out. And most probably all three are not only out for November, but they're most probably out for January as well. Or if they do, again, Ashik is out anyway with an ACL, but if the other two come back, they might have not played any ISL game before such a big competition.
Yeah.
So that's my big concern defensively. Goalkeepers. Who's my number one? I am at the moment, I would normally say, with the level of international experience, Gurpreet. But if I look at the way that Igor Stimac wants to play, then I would have to say Amrinder is my first choice. And yesterday Vishal Keth showed good shot stopper, but both the goals were amongst other his mistakes.
Yeah.
So So is Vishal Keth really ready for this level? And the same applies to Probable Achempa. And I do think that these two goalkeepers, as talented as they are, as good as they are in the ISL, but international level is a step up. And I don't feel that they're ready in the combination of whoever is there because they don't have that foreigner in front of them. So that's going to be our big question is what we discussed yesterday. Who are my 4-man backline? Who are my 1 or 2 players in defensive midfield? Now, people are saying, I see Amrinder is not good. Amrinder this, Vishal is better. Guys, just look at yesterday's game. Right? So yesterday's game was a perfect example of the way Vishal Keth plays. And our problem with centre backs, again, Mehtab is a question. Sandesh depends on who is playing next to him. Akash, better today, but not there where we would like him to be. Shubhashish Bose yesterday, no. Ashish Rai is not even playing. Is it Nikhil Pujari then? So therefore, there's a lot of questions. Again, attacking, multiple options. The defensive unit, that is what's worrying me. And the defensive unit in November and in January will be, our defensive unit will decide if we're going to get good results or not.
Yeah.
There is also news coming up that Mohun Bagan's 7 players are selected and Mumbai City 6. So out of 28, 13 players are from those 2 teams.
Which would be expected, right?
It's expected. So if we see that Mohun Bagan's 7 players, I think Manveer Singh is 1, Lishan Kolaso is 2nd, Sahal Abdul Samad 3rd, Anirudh Thapa 4th, Subhasis Bose 5th. 6th and 7 would be Glenn Martins is also has been selected. So Glenn Martins 6th and 7 I would say to Vishal Keth. So Vishal Keth, either it's a Vishal Keth or it's Ashish Rai. But I think very very unlikely that Ashish Rai is selected. So I think it's a Vishal Keth. So these are the 7 players from the Mohun Bagan. And if you see from Mumbai City, then it's Chante, Puya, Mehtab, Akash. Vikram Pratap Singh also selected from there, and one I think is Probable HM. So these are the 6 from the Mumbai City. So either it's a Vishal Keth or.
Do you think that there'll be four keepers in the Probable 28? I don't think so.
Yes. I think इससे पहले भी जब भी Probable squad आई है, they always go with 4 goalkeepers, and then 1 goalkeeper they dropped. So I think other than Mumbai City में फिर आप किसको रखोगे? If not Probable HM, then use the 6th option. I don't think so. Bipin Singh has been considered. Not Rahul Beke.
Yeah, you're right. Fair enough.
Rahul Beke
also doesn't get in.
कोई fit नहीं होता फिर. So I think it's a Probable HM. So that's why that's also very very interesting to see. And Glenn Martins का inclusion, I think जो सर ने बोला कि experience के हिसाब से लिया गया है rather than current form. जो 2 क्राइटेरिया यहाँ पे रखे गए हैं. करंट फॉर्म के हिसाब से आई थिंक कोई नया प्लेयर, एक आध ही प्लेयर मेरे को लगता है कि जिन्होंने अभी तक इंटरनेशनल फुटबॉल खेला नहीं है, यानी उनको मौका मिल सकता है. ऐसा एक आध प्लेयर हो सकता है. अदर देन दैट आई एम सीइंग कि भाई जो इगोस्टेमिक के अंडर पिछले 2-3 सालों में कहीं ना कहीं खेल चुके हैं, ऐसे प्लेयर ही मेरे हिसाब से सिलेक्ट किए जाएंगे रादर देन गोइंग विद यंग यंगस्टर लाइक Jay Gupta, Parthiv Gogoi, or any other youngster who are doing good in the ISL. But I don't think so कि Igostemic will consider them.
But Hiren, you said someone I would have liked also, even though he's a little older, Lenny Rodriguez.
Lenny Rodriguez
has been having a very good form so far for Odisha. Right? So therefore, those are the interesting ones, right? If he's going to go for experience, or he's going to go for young guns, knowing the way Igor thinks, I think he'll rather go for experience than for younger ones. And let's see.
I think that for me the biggest problem is that कि आपने अपुया से लाने से चलो मिडफील्ड में थोड़ा सा में एक को क्या बोलते हैं एश्योरेंस मिला है, गोलकीपर में भी चलो आप अमरिंदर या फिर गुरप्रीत में से कोई भी सिलेक्ट करो सही है, फुल बैक्स में भी आपके पास ऑप्शन है, आप शॉर्ट आउट हो जाओगे। लेकिन जब वन सेंटर बैक ऑप्शन, आई थिंक दैट्स द बिगेस्ट, मेरे को लगता है कि प्रॉब्लम है कि वो विल बी रिप्लेसिंग अनवर अली। ना तो चुंगनुंग ना वो आपको क्या बोलते कॉन्फिडेंस दिलाता है, मेहताब अभी अच्छे फॉर्म में नहीं है, साना भी आप बोल सकते हैं कि ठीक ठाक है अभी फॉर्म में। सो दैट्स दी वन पोजीशन, एंड उसके ऊपर संदेश जिंगान का भी सर ने जैसे बोला कि फॉर्म टिका हुआ है। संदेश जिंगान भी अगर वहां पे प्रॉपर उसको सपोर्टिंग सेंटर बैक नहीं मिला तो वो भी खुल जाता है, फिर वो मतलब वो भी ब्लंडर पे ब्लंडर होते हैं उससे भी। वो हमने देखा है मलेशिया के सामने जिस तरह से मेहताब एंड संदेश जिंगान की सेंटर बैक पेयर ने खेला है। सो दैट्स दी बिगेस्ट क्या बोलते हैं कि प्रॉब्लम फॉर द इगोस्टेमिक एंड फॉर द नेशनल टीम, एंड नॉट ओनली फॉर द कुवैत गेम। ये हमें याद रखना पड़ेगा कि जो स्क्वाड आ रही है वो कतार गेम के लिए भी सिलेक्ट यही सेम स्क्वाड होगी। So that's also interesting to see कि वो आर द प्लेयर हु सिलेक्टेड, फिर कतार के सामने आपको होम पे भी खेलना है। सो सेंटर बैक में आप दोनों से जानना चाहूंगा कि वो व्हाट आर द अदर ऑप्शन। आई थिंक ये तीन ही बार बार नाम निकल के आ रहे हैं कि जो रिसेंट पास्ट में खेले हैं लोस्ट टीम के अंदर। चुंगनुंगना इन दी एशियन गेम्स, साना सिंह ऑलरेडी हमको पता है उनके साथ थे, एंड मेहताब इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल साफ में और उन सब में भी उनको मौका मिला हुआ है। सो अदर देन दिस थ्री आप देख रहे हो कि किसी और सेंटर बैक को मौका मिल सकता है?
Oh, I'd actually from the
Yeah, the
yeah,
question
yeah,
is who would be, no, Rahul? I mean, the question is,
हाँ,
I'm thinking, I mean,
yeah.
the rest is
मैंने
not
मैंने वही
international
किया
material.
12। हाँ हाँ, 12 क्लब का सारे सेंटर बैक देखा जो अभी इस सीजन आईएसएल में खेले, काफी सारे ने तो मतलब स्टार्ट ही नहीं करवाया। जैसे
Foreign.
चेन्नई एफसी ने विकास उमनाम को भी 4 में से आई थिंक एक आध दो मैच में स्टार्ट करवाया है, बाकी तो स्टार्ट ही नहीं करवाया, तो वहां पे कोई सेंस
Hormipam
नहीं
तो नहीं
बनता।
खेल रहा है, for example, at the
Yeah,
Blasters, right? We were talking
हाँ,
last season about Hormipam. Again, I know people don't like the idea, but the question is Pritham Kota needs to be considered, I feel, as a safe pair of hands, because you can use him as a
but
center back or as a right back.
and he's playing every game.
but Igor Stevic never played him as a center back. He always play Pritam Kotal as a right back.
हाँ, but
Correct,
तुम्हारा
correct.
situation जो है ना, the question is also is Igor Stimac will most probably does Igor Stimac really, will he talk to Sandesh, for example? You know, he will talk to Sunil, he will talk to Sandesh, he will talk to Gurpreet amongst the senior players, right? And that's the question is what influence do they have on the coach in saying, listen, do we want to play this guy or that guy? And then again, knowing the coach, he will go for experience. If Parthiv Gogoi gets into the squad, respect. If Jay Gupta gets in the squad, respect. But I don't see them. Again, I might be wrong, but I don't see them at the moment getting into the squad.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling that he's going to go with Mehtab. I think he's been
I also kind of think either it's a Mehtab or Sana who will start with Sandesh.
Yeah. It looks like that. I think.
And,
Yeah.
do you both see he might go with back three? I don't think so.
With
Back
back
three.
three.
I don't see that happening because it's too close to the competition to start trying stuff. I think it's.
Exactly. That's the issue. That's why the non-trying.
Years ago, it didn't work. So the point is, he's tried it in few matches. It hasn't worked for them. So therefore, for me, he'll try and play a 4-2-3-1 sort of.
Yeah.
So therefore, yeah,
guys,
that's the point.
Yeah. Is this the midfield you want to see?
I don't mind with this midfield, Hapa, Sal, and Apuya.
Is this
my
our best
point?
midfield?
Is no. The question is, who is a holding midfielder? Because I feel Apuya at the moment is more lethal as a 8, as a 10.
As an 8. Mm-hmm.
So therefore, Apuya and Sahal in the offensive positions theoretically, and I need a destructive player to that. Is it a Suresh? Is it a Glenn Martins? That might be an option.
But Glenn Martins is too slow for an international match. I think how he operates himself in Bonmagan matches, he also looked very, very slow compared to other players. So that's the thing with Roland Borges also. I have the same issue. He is not with the quick foot movement. And in international football, we already seen कि जिस तरह की intensity के साथ अभी खेला जा रहा है, आई थिंक ये दोनों थोड़ा सा क्या बोलते हैं कि वो एक आपको वो दे देते हैं डिसएडवांटेज.
Yeah. Midfield is also going to be interesting. I think, of course, centre back is an issue that's always going on and on and on. I know you and I spoke about Gurpreet versus Amrinder. Hiren, just wanted to get your take in as well. Amrinder or Gurpreet, Hiren, because we're so close and the goalkeeping debate
I
is
will
always on.
I will go with Gurpreet Singh Sandhu.
Okay. He's backing the BSC guy. Why? I mean, just reasons, Hiren. Is it just international experience or is there more to it?
I yes, it's a big game experience, and he is your first choice goalkeeper in a long time. So you have to show the trust. And उतना भी कोई बुरे फॉर्म में चल नहीं रहा है. And you need, I think against away game against Kuwait, I think we need more as a short stopping goalkeeper rather than you can say कि ball playing goalkeeper. Because chances I'm expecting that Kuwait will create more, and you need to save those one or two chances where they absolutely think that there is for the goal, and where you can get the momentum. क्योंकि एक आध दो सेव ऐसे होते हैं कि जहाँ पे फिर टीम वो एक लिफ्ट ऑफ हो जाती है. तो आई थिंक ऐसे मोमेंट प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए आई थिंक संजू से बेटर आई डोंट सी मतलब better keeper. So that's why I start with CSS.
I think it's completely split. I think the goalkeeping debate. It's one of those where that everybody's saying different things. It's very interesting actually. Anavas, today, who are you tipping towards? Because it sort of got everybody on, got them thinking where you are today.
See, normally I agree with Hiren. I would go with Gurpreet, but at the moment, I'm not getting that vibe from Gurpreet. Looking at that game in Merdeka Cup, looking at the games at BFC, yeah, that is a little missing. And Amrinder has done quite well at Odisha at the continental level and at the ISL level. So, and we've seen Igor Stimac switching goalkeepers as well once in a while. So therefore, that will be interesting to see who he thinks is our number one going into the World Cup qualifiers in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Rainier Fernandez, Lord Vicky is asking. Rainier again would be sort of an 8, not a 6. Would you guys say? Like,
and there were too many options. Too many options. Again, we're not even talking about a branded Fernandez at the moment, right? So therefore, that's not a problem. Our positions are our attacking positions. We've got options.
Mm-hmm.
Our question is our defensive unit. That is the holding six and our centre backs. Who is pairing Sandesh Jingan? That is one. And then the question of who are our right and our left back.
एक इश्यू सर ये भी है कि आप अब देखिए मोस्ट ऑफ द आईएसएल क्लब्स में आप देखिए डीएम भी फॉरेनर ही है. देखिए नॉर्थ ईस्ट में आप देखिए अलीबेमा में खेल रहा है, उड़ीसा में अहमद जाऊ और प्ले कर रहा है. तो आईएसएल के काफी कम ऐसे क्लब है कि जहाँ पे आउट एंड आउट डीएम का रोल कोई इंडियन प्ले कर रहा है. आई थिंक दैट्स आल्सो वन ऑफ द इश्यू कि हमें उतना ज्यादा ऑप्शन नहीं दिखाई पड़ता या फिर वो नहीं दिखता कि आप ये खेल सकता है कि नहीं खेल सकता.
completely. Even if you see Suresh, like Hiren just mentioned, for BFC it is Kezia who's doing that role right now. Suresh
exactly.
is given that freedom to push up a little. So yeah, very fair point.
And Suresh is a player. Suresh is a player that Stimac has even tried out as right back. So that's the so therefore that's an interesting one. What does he do with his left and right back? Because Roshan has been shaky to say the least with his two send-offs. Akash is not there where he was a few months ago. Subhashish is the similar problem, I would say. Ashish is not even playing at the club, Ashish Rai at the moment. So we're left theoretically with someone that many people would have doubted, and that's Nikhil Pujari at the moment.
I think Nikhil Pujari short मेरे को तो लगता है कि he will be in the I'm not surprising to see him as a starting also on Kuwait. I think he will start मेरे हिसाब से.
For me, I think it's still Akash and Nikhil who will start. I don't think he's going to really change his mind on it. Although I would like to see Roshan in a fullback role because he's just so versatile. He can give you a lot of options, corners from both sides. We've spoken about this as well. He can play further forward if you want him to later on in the game. So gives you a lot of options. But I still would. I think he's too much is going to go with Akash and Nikhil. Nikhil did well against Malaysia, so I don't think he's going to get dropped.
आई थिंक उतना ज्यादा चेंज करने भी नहीं चाहिए। आप देखिए ऑलरेडी दो आपकी जो स्टार्टिंग 11 उसकी दो फोर्सफुल चेंज तो आपको जिक्सन एंड अनवरेल के रूप में करने ही है। आपको दो कोई दूसरे प्लेयर को लाना ही है कि जो आपकी रेगुलर स्टार्टिंग 11 का हिस्सा नहीं है। फिर आप सारी सारी पोजीशन पे टिंकरिंग करोगे तो आई डोंट सी कि आप जो अभी तक आपने जो शटल स्टार्टिंग 11 के साथ गए उसका जो एक बना पाए वो भी आई थिंक वो यूटिलाइज कर पाओगे। सो आई थिंक रादर देन टिंकरिंग टू मच आई थिंक एक आध एक मैं आप दोनों से जानना चाहता हूँ कि आर यू बोथ एक्सपेक्ट एनी एक्स फैक्टर प्लेयर जो मतलब सरप्राइज आ जाए कि हाँ भाई इसका सिलेक्शन कैसे हो गया।
One name where I feel he's been part of the setup, but we've seen little of him since joining the Kerala Blasters. Ishan Pandita supposedly making a comeback.
वो है probable list में है, he is in probable list.
So Ishan looks to be back, which to some extent comes as a surprise, because he's had only a few minutes. But again, strikers are something that we lack. So therefore, Ishan comes back. So that's a little bit of a surprise. I'm interested to see if Parthiv Gogoi somehow sneaks in or not, you know. And Jay Gupta, I don't see the way Steamach picks his team. I don't see him picking Jay Gupta.
Yeah. I think I agree with Lord Beke. I think Liston is a good shout. Not a sure shot starter for this team, but if given a chance based on his recent form, I think he can turn it up. A couple of good performances, and I think he could even push for a starting position by the time we come into the Asian Championship. So Liston potentially, because I think he's a guy with a lot of quality and he's been playing well. So hopefully he does well. So yeah. Ishan Pandit, the only reason I think I would be a little still skeptical is because he's not playing. I mean, club football is game time has been a little less for him. So yeah, that about them. We have a few more interesting. I mean, there's a lot of interesting options to really talk about. Guys, did you guys expect, say, for example, somebody like an Ashai to make the squad? Because a lot of people again calling for his inclusion.
सॉरी किसका नाम लिया आपने?
आशीष राय.
आशीष राय देखिए डेफिनेटली काफी सारे फैंस और उसको जब किंग कप में मौका भी मिला था उसने मतलब डिसअपॉइंट नहीं किया था टू बी ऑनेस्ट। उसने खेला था, अच्छा खेला था। जब भी उसको चांस 1 वर्सेस 1 में इज वेरी गुड हमने देखा है। लेकिन आई थिंक निखिल पुजारी ने भी आप देखिए केस आप देखिए निखिल पुजारी ने भी कोई उतनी चीज बुरी चीज की नहीं है। दैट्स द केस ना। सो एंड रोशन सिंह आपके पहले से जुड़े हुए थे, इज वेरी गुड। सो आई थिंक इन दैट सेंस आप लेके जा सकते हो, दो ही फुल बैक लेके जाओ, ऑब्वियस बात है। सो वहां पे थोड़ा सा केस क्या बोलते हैं कि आशीष राय का कमजोर पड़ रहा है। और दूसरा इस सीजन उसको रेगुलर स्टार्ट नहीं मिल रहा है क्योंकि मनवीर सिंह ने राइट विंग बैक पे भी अच्छा करने लगा। पहले क्या था कि मनवीर राइट विंग पे ही अच्छा करता था, अब उसको जब राइट विंग पे भी ट्राई किया तब तो वहां पे भी वो अच्छा कर रहा है। सो इन दैट एरिया वहां पे आशीष राय का आप देखिए गेम टाइम इस सीजन काफी कम हुआ। आई थिंक स्टार्ट तो मेरे हिसाब से एक आध गेम ही उसने किया है, अदर देन दैट ही कम एज अ सब्स्टिट्यूशन और ऐसे ही आया है। एएफसी कप मैचेस होने के बावजूद भी आप देखिए इतना मोहन बगान खेल रही है, उसके बावजूद भी उसको रेगुलर यहाँ पे मौका नहीं मिल रहा है या फिर स्टार्टिंग 11 में जगह नहीं बन पा रही। सो दैट्स द वन थिंग आई थिंक जो आशीष राय के अगेंस्ट में जा रही है। अदरवाइज डेफिनेटली पोटेंशियल टैलेंट एवरीथिंग इज देयर एंड डेफिनेटली मैं देखिए काफी सारे जो मैं अभी देख रहा हूँ चैट में भी जय गुप्ता का भी नाम आ रहा था बार बार, पार्थिव गोगोई का। अब हमने पहले भी ये बताया था कि आप देखिए एशियन कप या फिर वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायर्स की स्कोर में आप ज्यादा अब नए प्लेयर को नहीं देखेंगे। उसके बाद आप एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि आप ये जो दूसरे प्लेयर जो भी नाम ले रहे हैं उनको मौका मिलेगा। तब एशियन कप एंड वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायर्स में तो आई डोंट सी कि इगोर ट्राइंग टू मेनी प्लेयर्स। तो जो भी लोग बोल रहे हैं भाई ये सारे प्लेयर्स नेशनल टीम में जरूर आने चाहिए, लेकिन एक आपको ये भी देखना चाहिए कि 3-4 मैचेस के बेसिस पे आप मत बोलिए, पूरे सीजन में उनको परफॉर्मेंस देने दीजिए, उसके बाद हम बोल सकते हैं कि नेशनल टीम, आप नेशनल टीम का क्राइटेरिया तो होना चाहिए, और वो जो एक्सपेक्टेड वाला प्लेयर है वो कोई एक ही होगा, ऐसा कोच को लगेगा कि हाँ भाई इज रेडी फॉर द इंटरनेशनल लेवल। वो हर कोई प्लेयर आईएसएल में जो मैच अच्छा खेल लिया 2-3, और वो नहीं बोल पाएंगे कि हाँ भाई ये भी इंटरनेशनल लेवल के लिए he needs to consistently perform in the ISL, और उसके बाद हम बोल सकते हैं कि हाँ भाई इज रेडी फॉर द नेशनल या फिर इंटरनेशनल फुटबॉल। तो वो भी चीज है, और आप जितने भी अब देखिए अभी आगे आने वाले टाइम में भी एशियन कप से पहले आईएसएल होने वाला है, तो और 2-3 प्लेयर ऐसे निकलेंगे कि जो अच्छा करेंगे, लेकिन वो आपको नहीं दिखेंगे नेशनल टीम में एशियन कप तक एटलीस्ट। म्यूट म्यूट राहुल।
Sorry. I mean, our conversation as to who can make it, who can potentially not, is always going to be on. Again, we're coming towards the close of this ISL period. There's going to be another international break from 7th November onwards. So, yeah, sort of the last few days of club football. Tomorrow, ISL action is back again. Odisha Northeast. Interesting game because Northeast have been good, so have Odisha. Interesting one
ओडिशा कुछ
again
ज्यादा ही
for
नहीं
what it's
खेल
worth.
रही है क्या दूसरी टीमों से? हर दो
Every
दिन में उसका मैच आ रहा है।
exactly. That's so true. But yeah, quick prediction, guys, from you guys. Odisha Northeast. What are you looking forward to, Aruna?
See, Odisha is one of those teams you like to see and like to watch. I've said it. I mean, they've been part of 3 very exciting matches: Mumbai, Goa, and BFC. Right. So all of them were very entertaining and interesting. So therefore, they are one of those teams you like to watch and see. And I remember Shine said it a while back that they are a team which seems to be better in the ISL than in continental competitions. They proved them wrong against Mazia now, but it will be very interesting to see how they face Northeast United, because Northeast has been quite impressive. If you look also the match against Jamshedpur, turning around in injury time, that's quality, and it'll be interesting to see. I think it'll be an open game and maybe another 3-2 or some comeback magic waiting to happen.
Fair enough, Hiren.
आई थिंक आई एम ऑल्सो एक्सपेक्टिंग अ वेरी क्लोज गेम, एंड सर्जियो लोबेरा है तो इसका मतलब ये आपको गोल गैलोर तो देखने को मिलेगा। आई थिंक ही लाइक्स टू प्ले अटैकिंग फुटबॉल, ही मतलब आई थिंक सर ने भी जैसे बोला कल बोला था, ही लाइक्स टू विन बाय मार्जिन ऑफ यू कैन से 3-2 4-3 रादर देन 1-0। सो आपको अटैकिंग फुटबॉल तो देखने को मिलेगी। दैट्स अ ग्रेट टू सी, एंड आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग अ ड्रॉ। आई एम नॉट प्रेडिक्टिंग एनी 1-1 और एनीथिंग लाइक दैट, बट आई थिंक इट विल बी अ ड्रॉ। I think 2-2 भी हो सकता है, but it's going to be entertaining match, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Lord Beke. I think it'll be a high-scoring draw, probably a 2-all or a 3-all potentially. Um,
3-all,
it's going to be
then
fun.
it could be a crazy game. 3-all, then it
3-all
could
will
be
be
a
a
crazy.
cracker. Yeah. True. I want a nice high-scoring clash again because it's been entertaining this ISL. Let's. I hope that trend continues and we get these nice games. Yeah, so guys, we'll be back tomorrow and we'll be talking about Northeast Odisha tomorrow. And until then, thanks for everyone for joining in. Hiren, Arnava, everybody in the chat, please do like, share, and subscribe to all the channels: Sports Khabri, Curious Harry, Arun Foot, and Indian Food and Football. Hopefully, Shan can join us tomorrow, and yeah, we can make it a full house and have some fun. Until then, good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.